Cherry Creek, a beautiful 15-mile-long tributary of the Delaware River with a native brook trout population, flows eastward along the north slope of Kittatinny Ridge into the Delaware at Delaware Water Gap, known especially for its bog turtles. My part of the Cherry Valley Wildlife Refuge story started in Cape May. This is a light hawk aerial of the South Cape May Meadows, where I acquired 600 acres for the Nature Conservancy many years ago. And then a year later, at the Seaview Inn in Cape May, I met with Walt Quist from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, one of their real estate guys. And Walt made my 600-acre acquisition in Cape May seem small. He proposed a 21,000-acre Cape May National Wildlife Refuge. And we sketched out the refuge boundary on a cocktail napkin at the Seaview Inn. This is a genuine facsimile of that napkin. So the refuge in Cape May was going big, but also going long. After 30 years, half of the 21,000 acreage target has been achieved, and the Fish and Wildlife Service is still going at it. So then I learned about another national wildlife refuge, the Connecticut River Refuge, also known as the Silvio Conti Refuge, a 400-mile-long river. The entire watershed is the refuge, and there are focus areas. And then my wife and I vacationed in North Carolina, visited the Alligator River National Wildlife Refuge, the last bastion of the southern red wolf. 150,000 acres. That's twice the size of the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. So I started meeting with Fish and Wildlife Service and Monroe County Conservation District about a refuge in the Poconos, a potential refuge. And my first take was an Upper Delaware, Upper Lehigh National Wildlife Refuge. Political realities shrank the size to 22,000 acres in the Cherry Creek and Aquashikala Creeks watersheds. A lot smaller, but that's still pretty darn big. So a group called Friends of Cherry Valley was formed to lobby Congress for the refuge. This is Deborah Schuler, president of Friends of Cherry Valley. And in 2008, the refuge was authorized. None of the people in Friends of Cherry Valley had ever lobbied Congress before. So this was like a rookie catching a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. So the refuge took a big turn last year when the Nature Conservancy acquired Cherry Valley Golf Course with funds from many sources. And that's the golf course, mow the grass right down to the stream bank, let those pollutants just run right into the stream. So we acquired the property and gave it to the Fish and Wildlife Service. Became the refuge headquarters and visitor center. The service went to work on restoring habitats, including Cherry Creek. And our back-end partners on the research side, the Academy, Stroud, ESU, East Stroudsburg University, jumped right in and started checking out the stream before restoration, during, and after. This is Paul Wilson from ESU with a bunch of his intrepid students doing the baseline in the stream. And this is a group from Trout Unlimited, checking out the riparian corridor restoration. Thousands of people have visited this property in the 1 year since we acquired it. It never hurts to have a great wildlife refuge manager like Mike Horn. And those who have worked with him can testify to that. It makes a huge difference. So we're buying land. The Fish and Wildlife Service is acquiring land. The Conservation Fund, Nature Conservancy, Pocono Heritage Land Trust, Wildlands Conservancy. There's a lot of white inside that red refuge boundary, and we are collectively turning that white to green. More than 1/3 of the proposed acre. Yeah, we're going big. More than 1/3 of the projected refuge acreage has already been protected. The Conservation Fund is bringing in several thousand more acres this year. And we're also going long, a theme that I've heard repeated in this conference a bit. When you're acquiring land or protecting land, you have to do it at the pace of the landowners. And their pace isn't always as quick as you want, but that's the pace. If you're going to conserve on a long, big scale, you have to go long, just kind of like eagles. Thank you very much.